Greetings, and thank you for joining me for this month's Q&A. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas day. The first question that was sent to me is, Congressman, in November, Congress passed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. How would this new law help the Northern Marianas? You're right. Congress has now passed two of President Biden's major proposals, the American Rescue Plan in March and the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act in November. Money from the infrastructure law is already being allocated for the Marianas. This is the first year of the 5 years funding from the new airport infrastructure program in the infrastructure law. That's $30 million in total. Subscribers to the Kilili newsletter will know that airports on Rota, Tinian, and Saipan are getting $6 million this year. The money can be used for runway repairs and maintenance and terminal improvements. All of that the Ports Authority has to do is to start submitting project proposals. We also reported in Kilili last month $21 million for water infrastructure from the new law. This is also the first year of 5 years funding, and it is my hope that the money, over $100 million, is to be used to get palatable water for every household on Saipan, Tinian, and Rota. We now have 24-hour water because of the funding formula change I started back in 2010. But the water we have right now is not palatable. It is briny and cloudy, and most people still have to buy drinking water at the store. So my goal, hopefully, is that this money will be used to get for drinkable water within the 5 years using the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act's money. In addition, there is $24 million for highways, $7 million for public transit, and $25 million so more families have access to broadband at a price they can afford. So yes, the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act will help the Marianas. It is a big deal. The second question is one that was received via Facebook, and it reads, the federal flood insurance mandate law kills the Marianas people as opposed to protecting them. Can you please look into it and, if possible, spare the Northern Marianas of this unnecessary federal law that was passed to protect people in the mainland where many cities are prone to flood? First, I just want to remind everyone that if you have a personal concern, like how much you pay for flood insurance, you should contact me at Kilili at mail.house.gov. There may be ways to help you lower your premium or exempt yourself from flood insurance, but we cannot discuss your personal financial circumstances on a public platform like Facebook. That said, what I can tell you is that federal law does not mandate flood insurance in the Marianas. The Commonwealth government, our government, chose to join the flood insurance program in August of 1978. Our government opted in. And even with this, the best information we have is that only 7 in the Marianas currently uses the federal program. The third question we received is, Congressman, I received Supplemental Security Income, SSI, and also get NAP benefits. Why do I only get the minimum amount of benefits from NAP? Here's the deal. Congress provides all the money for the Commonwealth Nutrition Assistance Program, $30 million in fiscal year 2022. That is up from the $10 million when I started in Congress in 2009. But Congress does not decide who is eligible and what the benefits are. That is decided by the Commonwealth government and the United States Department of Agriculture in a memorandum of understanding each year. Section 6 of the MOU says that individuals who receive SSI shall receive the minimum monthly benefit. This is $41 for recipients on Saipan, $45 for recipients on Tinian, and $54 for recipients of Rota and the Northern Islands. But it is also the highest minimum compared to any U.S. state or city. Now, if we think it should go higher for people making SSI, then the Commonwealth will have to propose that to the Agriculture Department. For right now, food assistance for SSI recipients is set at the amount the Commonwealth government agreed to and Congress has funded. The fourth question is also about SSI. The question is, Congressman, I was reading an article regarding Congressman Michael San Nicholas' efforts in including Guam in the SSI benefit under President Biden's multi-trillion funding that is heading to Congress. Is there a particular reason why the CNMI is not included in this benefit? Here's the good news. The people of the Northern Marianas are already included in SSI. Over 1,000 people in the Marianas receive supplemental security income, like the person who had that question about SSI and NAP benefits. And SSI brings in over $8 million to the Marianas every year to help the disabled and help our local economy. This includes people who are blind or disabled and older people who may not qualify for regular Social Security. And we are the only U.S. insular areas that gets SSI. Guam, American Samoa, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, they are not eligible for SSI. And the final question that was submitted reads, Congressman, in your recent e-newsletter, you shared that the Marianas, parenthesis KK, expansion, as the Congressional Research Service now calls the Biden administration interpretation of Section 2102A, 3A, 2L, KK of the Coronavirus Aid Relief and Economic Security CARES Act, allowed any individual who previously filed a PUA and FPUC claim and was denied for any week to be able to self-certify eligibility under the updated eligibility criteria and receive unemployment aid retroactively. Does this mean that individuals in the Northern Marianas have the option to self-certify in order to receive previously denied PUA claims, specifically CW1 workers who were denied from receiving their first round of PUA? We are currently working to get you the best answer on this question, and we will make public our response once we get a confirmation from the executive branch. I can tell you that the Congressional Research Service, CRS, the research organization in Congress, agrees with you, yes, that individuals who were previously denied can self-certify and get PUA. Unfortunately, I have to wait for the agency, in this case the U.S. Department of Labor, to give us their interpretation of the law and of the Biden administration's new ruling. So again, thank you for tuning in into this month's Q&A. Hearing from you, answering your questions, and learning about the issues that you care about is an important part of my work in Congress. I tell people this, and I mean it. I mean this with all sincerity, that I cannot do my job if you, the people, don't tell me what it is I need to do for you. So at this time, I also want to wish you a safe, joyous, and happy New Year. Thank you very much for trusting me to represent you in Congress, and thank you for your thoughtful questions for this month's Q&A. I look forward to answering your questions again soon. Happy New Year.